present themselves to the electorate, which may trigger a runoff.
Now, President William Ruto faces an uphill task in his quest to remain in office post the 2027 general election, amid sentiments by a section of his foot soldiers that he will emerge victorious by hook or crook. A section of his close associates, including those in cabinet, appear in doubt over his chances in next year's polls. As Ian Keitani reports, President Ruto's re-election ambition has exposed rifts in government, especially within the cabinet, where some members appear to be mulling over the personal political ambitions, leaving President William Ruto exposed.
Barely 15 months to the next general election, political undertones are taking center stage. President William Ruto finds himself navigating the murky waters of re-election politics as he seeks to remain the occupant of the House on the Hill. Despite expectations that President Ruto's foot soldiers, including cabinet members, would be on the front line of his re-election bid, a section of cabinet members have kept off the presidential campaign politics as others prepare for their own bids in the 2027 general election, signaling a somewhat disjointed government. Cooperatives Cabinet Secretary Wycliffe Oparanya is said to be among those preparing to bolt out of the Kenya Kwanza administration amid claims of his office starved of cash, leaving him begging for funds from his juniors. Before his strongly worded plea for funding before a National Assembly committee, Oparanya has previously lamented over what he termed as difficult to campaign for his boss, President William Ruto.
So Kenyans should not be surprised that a number of public servants of rank and cabinet secretaries who are serving President Ruto today will offer themselves for election. Majority of them will be looking at winning, and for them, if winning means running on a political party outside President Ruto's political party, we should not be surprised if they're going to take that decision. The moment the Honorable Oparanya discussed those issues with members of the National Assembly, it paints the government in a negative light.
Former Nakuru Governor and Trade Cabinet Secretary Lee Kinyanjui is also said to be entertaining the idea of a second and final stint as Nakuru County Chief after losing out to incumbent Susan Kihika in the 2022 general election. Kinyanjui, unlike other CSs, has kept off presidential campaigns, instead choosing to focus on service delivery. However, questions are emerging as to whether the move by top government officials is deliberate amid concerns over President Ruto's re-election chances.
Cabinet secretaries and public servants of rank, as we approach the elections, they look at the Kenyan political space and they look at the scoreboard and find out which political party would easily guarantee their win. And if they find it's a political party outside the administration's preferred special purpose vehicle for that election cycle, they will not hesitate to jump ship.
Another senior figure in government expected to be on the ballot is National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula.
Moses Wetangula will always run for a political seat as a political insurance that in the event his coalition does not win, is not out in the political cold.
Others expected to run for elective seats include ICT Cabinet Secretary William Kafogo, who is said to be angling to contest for the Kiambu gubernatorial seat for a second and final term, having served his first stint from 2013 to 2017. Lands Cabinet Secretary Alice Waume is also said to be considering taking on incumbent Murang'a Governor Irungu Kang'ata, who recently ditched the ruling UDA party.
Now, leaders from both ODM and Kenya Kwanza have defended President William Ruto's